turnovers again. Just what's sticking with you as far as what you saw tonight in regards to that?
Yeah, I mean, we got to be better. I mean, I'll start by saying that they fouled the shit out of Kevin Durant all night. Whether he has the ball, okay, and he's getting stripped 3 or 4, maybe 5 times, okay, and every time he tries to get open, he's being held, which is something I really want the league to look at. But that's where it starts with the turnover problems. But we've had issues with it throughout the year. And this team's number 1 in the league in forcing turnovers. We didn't handle their pressure well enough, and their length, and recognizing their length when we try to touch the paint. So it was costly.
You obviously guys won the big run there in the third. What do you feel like led to that? Was it just a matter of not turning it over, or was it more than that?
Yeah, we stopped fouling. We stopped forcing. I think I was trying to so hard to get Kev involved. And sometimes, we can try to force the action rather than just let the game come. When we started just opening things up, play spread pick and roll, let the blender happen, let the ball start moving around. That's when that was the best way tonight to get Kev free, because obviously they were grabbing and holding, and then they were double teaming every one of his touches. If he came out pick and roll, came out, got the ball on the post or ISO situation, they came right away. So that was the best way to get him free. And I don't credit Bradley Beal during that stretch. He was exceptional touching the paint, and then Saban came in and kind of played the same role, when we had to take Brad out. But playing without fouling on the other end, and not taking the ball out of the net or starting at the free throw line.
Another thing I had was Bradley, obviously you had that balance of the range, he's got it going, you take him out. When you calculate minutes in your head, okay, I think I got 4 more for him, I need to take him out and put him back in later.
Yeah, it's one of my least favorite things to do as a coach is to coach a star player through minutes restriction, because he wants to be out there. I want him to be out there. We have to be mindful, that he doesn't, what we do. If we do anything irresponsible, then that costs us 2 or 3 more weeks. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, I'm not mad at the restriction. I think it's the right thing to do. But it's very frustrating to coach through.
What's the process of you having the league look at the foul situation with Durant?
There's a portal. You enter the clips into that, and there's a text process, where you text a review after each game. You put it in there, and you can have phone call. You have phone calls with some of the league officials as well.
On that stretch where the Thunder kind of made their run in the fourth quarter, you had to bring Brad and Nurkic out at the same time. Was that just kind of the byproduct of working through the minutes restriction?
Fresh bodies, yeah. I mean, minutes restriction with Brad for sure, and then keeping Nurk fresh. He looked like he was out of gas.
What do you think about Nurk? Because he set a career high for himself.
Incredible. I mean, the loss aside, if you just look at a 31 rebound night at any point in the NBA, in NBA history, honestly, is just an incredible performance. Obviously, the best in Phoenix Suns history. He is a beast on the defensive board. I think he's the best defensive rebounder in the game, and when he gets a lot of offensive rebounds like he did tonight. The home grid matchup is one that is very challenging to defend because of his offensive skill set. But at least at this point, early in his career or early in their tenure, we felt like we could hurt them on the boards, and we wound Nurk up, and he was exceptional there.
Would you put in perspective that Wilt averaged 30 rebounds in a season? It's pretty amazing.
Now, Wilt's in his own class.
How encouraging was it to see Brad giving you guys that downhill presence, that slashing presence all night?
Man, we have missed it. I mean, he's so dynamic, touching the paint, and he was great. Shooting the basketball from the perimeter, really creating the chain reactions that puts us at our best. Takes best advantage of the shooting that we have on the floor. So he keeps getting a little bit stronger. Last night, tonight. Hopefully, we can play him even more against Denver.
Do you think you can encourage the team as a whole just to see the offense reach those heights without Book and how well things were going there?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you put Devin Booker out there. I mean, everybody can see how good we can be if we're whole.
Coaching this team and the low, the peaks and valleys. Okay, there's a stretch there, guys just not in it. Then all of a sudden, find it going as a coach. How do you balance not getting frustrated with that, but then knowing that what you guys are capable of doing and not doing that in certain stretches?
Yeah, I mean, you stay positive, but every group I've ever coached needs to be challenged. You know what I mean? So You know, you see the guys challenging themselves, which was great to see tonight. Our guys were, leading from the bench, when we were having stretches where we weren't playing at our best. And then, I've got to challenge them as well, which happened as well. We start the game strong. We know what we're capable of against that group. Okay, we go through some lulls, and, when you see them not playing at their best, you got to wind them up.
One thing, looked like Fizdale got after him when you were talking to the official.
Sure. We're all in this fight together.
Frank, what has David Roddy shown you in practices so far, and what do you think of his couple minutes tonight?
Tough-minded dude. I was excited to see him out there in some meaningful minutes. We know he's a developing shooter, but we have confidence in his shot. And he's guarded some of the best guys. He was a rotational player in the playoffs for Memphis last year. So he's somebody that can help us.
Coach, looking good.
I'm wondering about Jalen and what he's done for the past 2 times he played him in OKC. Like, what is the kind of thing that he brings to the table that's so hard to stop?
I mean, shot making, first and foremost, in all ways, right? If you're going to ISO him, he can rise up. He can get to the basket off the bounce. You can play him in pick and roll. You can play him off pin downs. And, he's a great backside attacker when Shea gets his double teams.
Like Josh, the late scratch, what was going on? I mean, I know it's the hip that's something that was bothering him.
Yeah, it's something he felt a little bit this morning. Didn't think it was going to be a problem until he started pregame shooting, and it was really grabbing him, and it was clear he couldn't go.
So you yesterday, I think.
Last one.
You said that the turnovers were an effect of extra passes. You said that kind of tonight where they were throwing the ball into the stands and people weren't in position. Is there a problem here where people knowing where they're supposed to be on the floor, and so balls are going to spots and nobody's there?
No, we just got to make better passes.
First, how's your neck feeling after tonight?
I don't know, man. Everything hurts when you lose the game, man. We'll see tomorrow.
Okay. But obviously, career high 30 rebounds. Did you realize the number, 31 rebounds, excuse me. Did you realize that number was that high after the game was over?
Yeah, they told me, like when I had 28, I think I saw on the screen. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's great, but we lost the game, and another turnover issue. What we got 22. So I think we all agree in the locker room that this shit got to change. You got to really be the number one thing in our mind. So I think we'll see going forward something different.
Is there anything in regards, Coach was saying he feel like you're the best defensive rebounder in the league. What mentality do you have to go get those?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to do my role the best I can. But it's kind of really messed up when you have a 13 offensive rebound and 16 shots having 0 free throws. As hard as I work, and I feel like getting fouled, as anybody in the league. And I'm not here saying we lost the game. It is what it is, but it's not really common sense, At least one, not even that one. But I know, it's happened. So I'm not the first one. I ain't gonna be last game either, unfortunately. But they're a good team, and they make you work. I thought when we got back and we got a lead, I wish I stayed that few minutes, but just gotta trust the coach, and I do trust him. But at the end of the day, it's just felt bad because we could win that game.
You mentioned turnovers. What were you seeing on that front tonight?
I mean, I got 5 of them. A few games ago, I got 7 of them. So I had to be better, and I think from tonight, we saw some players step up, and big emphasis should be, I think, number one going forward for us to be, because we have a power. We have people who can score the ball no matter what. And I think if we don't turn over, we're going to win a lot of games. And we can't be dominant team as we wish, and we can if we're going to turn the ball over. We're just giving too much people to, have advantage of us. And 22 and 31 points, it's hard to come, especially down players, and one of the best players out too, Devin Booker. So You just got to be smart, man. I think our most, turnovers is in good, in a good place, but you just got to find a way. I think that's the biggest thing going forward for the rest of the season, and going to playoffs. You're going to see this team again, and a lot of teams who force you, in playing a fast type of basketball. So we got to be. It's almost better to show the bad shot than turnover.
What happens on the play where you turn and throw it into the stands? Did you expect somebody to be there? Was it a kind of a play, and then you just threw it to a spot and nobody was there?
I don't remember which play.
I don't remember.
It was on this end.
Yeah.
You threw it out like a kick out.
Oh, I thought it was Eric Gordon. I saw it, but
Okay.
sometimes it's just, it's a miscommunication. You thought the player was going to be there, but then he pulled all the way up because I'm rolling. It's just bad play by me.
Do you have spots that guys are supposed to be in?
I try to tell them what I want, what I wish them to be, but I think I got to read the game too. I just can't be like robot and try to do every time same play.
You can't do everything. I mean, you're going to the boards, you're grabbing offensive rebounds.
That's my role, man. They're not going to run play for me, so I got to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you feel like, so much of this season has been Smith trying to find rhythm, chemistry, guys in and out. Have you guys found that yet, or are you still searching for it?
Well, I think definitely, you can see the flashes we have. They had to double KD whole game, and he still have 20. I think we got to take advantage of that. I think what Devin Booker does and having a full team, it's a luxury to have when they just keep running at two people and one player. So I think when we have three of them out there, it's really harder to do. But obviously, it's a good strategy if we miss the shots. And obviously, with everything going on, we still came back and we got a lead. And sometimes it's just bad luck.
Frank said that any matchup against Chet is pretty difficult because of his offensive skill set. But what are some of the things that, despite with the rebounds, that you're able to work to your advantage against him besides your size and your strength?
I mean, he's offensively a young kid who, has a great year. He have no really chance, and physically, he's too light in a certain way. And no disrespect, he just, you feel almost like he's a more KD than a 5, so they really like him there so he can stretch the floor. But at the end of the day, they've been punished on the offensive rebound for a whole year. It's not like I did something different than any other team, but he's a great young kid who know how to play basketball. Just wish he stay healthy like anybody else and see what he can do next.
Bradley, the turnovers today. Obviously, that was a key in the game. What did you see? Why do you think they were happening today?
First, give all my praises to God. It's definitely why we lost the game. I think they did a good job just junking the game up a little bit. Forced us to a lot of just bad passes. Sometimes we were playing in crowds. Weren't making good passes. So it was just everybody.
What did you see working for you in those two main actions during the comeback?
Just being aggressive. I can get to the paint whenever I want, and I know that's something that our team needs, and we have to do a better job of that. We facilitate a lot of our threes that way, and I think that's all it was. It's just putting pressure on the rim and getting them to collapse their defense and finding ways to get some easy layups and some easy threes on kickouts.
Coach was saying he hates coaching the star on minute restriction.
Yeah, it's the worst.
He was like, you had it going in the fourth, it takes you out. How do you as a player deal with knowing the risk of doing something but knowing you had it going at that?
It's a fine line, At the end of the day, I always look at it, the year I've had, man, I'm just happy to be on the floor, and that's kind of, as crazy as it sounds, like that's my approach, I'm just happy to be on the floor. I'm happy to be able to just play basketball again. I told Coach that the other day, I'm just happy to play. I don't give a damn if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I just want to hoop, But then your competitive spot, when you're out there, and especially if you're rolling, you definitely like, coach, like, damn the minutes, like let's roll. But I mean, if I'd have played 40 tonight, hell, who knows how my body would feel or my hammy would feel. You know, we were just being smart about it. Like, granted, you know, I guess the beauty of getting thrown out the other night is I only played 20 minutes. You know, so that kind of allowed me to play tonight with my first game back being a back-to-back. So, I mean, it was a blessing in disguise, I guess. But like you said, it's also frustrating, you know, because we had a good run. I think we were up 6-8 with 4 or 5 minutes left, and that shit dwindled quick.
And just to follow up on that, last night, just what was going through you mentally in your mind when it started with you, you know, with that, and then what led afterward? What was?
I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's over and done with now. I mean, Jalen's a good player. He was busting our ass for sure. But I think we just got into, like, he was mouthing a little bit. We were getting into it, and it just got it was a little bit too much. So I'm past it.
Brad, I know you've talked about how happy you are when you're on the court. How has this season been for you mentally? Because I know it's gone from the back to the nose to
Yeah.
the hamstring now, and especially being able to see what you guys look like when you have
Turnovers, man.
the roster out there.
Oh, it's a good feeling, man. It's like I said, I'm just happy to hoop. You know, I can't be down on myself. I could be obviously upset, and obviously everybody's upset. I wish I could have played the whole year, you know. But you know, life is you're not in control of everything. You know, I think that's been my biggest challenge this year is patience. You know, understanding you're not in control, understanding, you know, when your time to hoop and when you're healthy, like, be ready to go. And that's been a tough task to kind of grasp, but being in the league so long and enduring similar things in years past, like, it's those have prepped me for now. You know, I've handled this situation a lot better than I probably have in years past mentally, and I was a lot smarter with my return to play probably this year as well. It's better than any other year too. So just being mature about it, and being a true pro about it, and understanding your body, understanding what the team needs, and at the end of the day also you're, you know, being 100% available and being 100% effective for the team. Just making sure I'm at those positions.
How did you feel during the game? How do you feel now? And also when you're out there, do you think of the injury, or once everything gets going, you just kind of?
Once I'm going, I'm going. I felt good during the game. I felt good. I would say last game I thought about it a little bit more than the night, like, just because it was my first game, you know. So I was definitely more reserved and probably didn't stride out and sprint as much as I probably did tonight, or was as explosive into and out of my moves tonight than I was the other night. So it'll come. It's just with confidence and just obviously more reps at it. But I felt really good the last 24, 48 hours. Felt really good tonight. I feel good now. So it just keeps stacking really good days. I've had some good weeks building up to now, so just got to keep building them.
You have about 21 games to go.
Mhm.
Is it enough time to put now out to get some cohesive, you know, feeling together as you're heading towards, you know, possible run at the playoffs?
Yes and no. It's like we got time, but we can't keep saying we got time. You know, like you said, we only got 20 games left. You know, so I think it's definitely it's a good amount of games to really get us going right before the playoffs. So I think that'll be really good for us. But we do got to get rolling. We can't keep talking about it. You know, we can't keep coming to you guys and say, oh, we got time. We go fix it. You know, we got to do it. You know, we have our team now going into the playoffs, and now we got to hit this steamroller head on. Like, 'cause we got a lot of teams that's coming in here ready to playoff teams. So it's a good challenge for us.
Yeah, you got a tough schedule the rest of the year, too.
Yeah, buddy.
A lot of travel.
It's a job, life we signed up for, huh? Yeah. We got to be ready to go.
Yeah.
How is the nose? I know you got it reset over the break. And not wearing the mask, are you all good on that front?
I was instructed to wear the mask, so don't kill me. But the nose feels okay. I don't feel any pain or anything. I still have to get my septum realigned. I think I'll do that after the season. I still have a little trouble breathing out my right nostril, but I'm good for the most part. It doesn't hurt. I'll get my plastic surgery in the off season.
Bradley, what did you think of Nurkic getting a franchise record 31 rebounds?
He's a big fella, man. He works his tail off down there. You know, he competes and he tries to get every single rebound. And I think that just speaks volumes. He's the best rebounding big in the league, you know, for sure. And just his ability to use his size and clear out space. I mean, 30 boards is crazy. I've never seen it, so tip my hat to him. That's a blessing, for sure.
I just got one. I'm curious. Everybody's coming in, Coach, Nurk, everybody's talking about how the turnovers are so high. We have to correct that. How do you correct that? I mean,
Shoot the ball.
Practice thing, or is that individual?
Shoot the ball. That's how you fix it.
Yeah, don't pass it.
You mean don't overpass?
Don't overpass it. That's where a lot of our turnovers come from. You know, we pass up a shot and we try to drive into the paint and we turn the ball over. Like, shoot the first shot. You know, that avoids a lot of those. You know, I think a lot of mine came from like just staring down KD tonight. Like, just play basketball. Like, you can't just those are like we can't be robotic out there. We gotta just hoop. You know, and I think that's where a lot of our turnovers come from. Just ill-advised, just not even being pressured. Like, just little simple things that we can definitely just take out of the game. But if you shoot the ball more, you have a better chance of winning. They shot 102, we shot 91 times. So.
During the timeout, Coach said like he really
Oh yeah.
pepper. Maybe
I can't give you all that.
what would the tone of the message?
I damn sure can't give you the tone. But it was what we needed at the time. Like, he challenged everybody. It was like he punched everybody in the chest. Like, that's what it felt like, you know. He gave us a message we needed to hear. And especially, like, he's our defensive guy, so he takes pride in that. And like, if we're effing up his coverages and not doing what we're supposed to do, he's on 10. So rightfully so. And you see, we got good results out of that. So.